Hello everybody, and good afternoon. So, I am Ashley Sousa, and I am part of the Education 8Y34 class, and this year we had to do a Genius Hour project. For the Genius Hour project, we had to think about what we wanted to do. It could have been anything of our choice, absolutely anything. But I know that the one thing that I am terrible at is that I am a big picky eater. It is absolutely terrible. I could honestly survive on chicken and French fries forever. Absolutely forever. But for my Genius Hour project, which is where we take time every week, 1 hour a week for our class, and contribute to that project. Whether it is you want to learn how to drive standard, whether it's you want to actually finish a book, you take that hour every week and you actually get it done. So for my Genius Hour project, from the pictures that you see going on behind me, I decided to do some cooking, but not just any cooking. For my Genius Hour, I decided to do a 4-course meal with each course being from a different background. For the 4-course meal, it's possible to have many different varieties. But the one that I decided to go with was a soup, an appetizer, the main dish or entree, and then the dessert. You guys can probably see from the lovely pictures behind me that I put a lot of work into it. But to start off, I had to do my research about what a 4-course meal was, and I came up with that because there's a lot behind a 4-course meal. You can have soup and salad, you can have appetizers, or you can skip an appetizer, just go straight to entree. You can have 2 desserts. You can, honestly, the possibilities are endless. But I decided to go with the soup, the appetizer, the entree, and the dessert. Once that was completed, week by week, I decided to go through each one. So for the first week, I had to do soups. And I was absolutely lost about what I wanted to do for soup. I never made soup from scratch a day in my life. Like I said before, chicken and French fries. That was my go-to, and if I was lucky, I actually breaded the chicken myself. So for my soup, I decided to start browsing on the internet. I did all the cliche searches of what is the best soup around, or all soups from all different backgrounds, or random searches, just like that. So I eventually came upon a soup called Italian wedding soup. And I figured, although my background is Portuguese and Scottish, Italian doesn't really fit into that, obviously. So I went with the Italian wedding soup because first background decided was Italian. And Italian wedding soup, I've had it before but never made it. So I decided to go for it and try it. It was a long process that night. It took way more than the hour, but I was having so much fun that it doesn't even matter. So I had to sit down, you probably saw it in the pictures. I sat down and I made all the meatballs. I had to make the broth and I started adding everything into it. It was absolutely delicious. And then I went on to the next week. It was appetizer week. And I wanted to be a little bit more creative this week. So I went on my laptop. I started looking up the cliches again. Famous appetizers from different backgrounds. Best appetizers around. And then I started seeing that Chinese food comes, like a lot of their food is like finger foods and appetizers. I'm like, this would be perfect. I would absolutely love to try something from a Chinese background. So I got to searching and I decided that I wanted to do cheese wontons. They're actually right there. With the cheese wontons, it was a wonton wrapper and then a mix of chives, cream cheese, and sugar, I think. So based on that, I went along and I had to fold each and every single one of them. And once I did that, which took forever again, way over the hour, but that doesn't matter, I went and I fried them. After I fried them, I shared them with my family. They were all obsessed with them. They loved them. It was so good. Then we went on to the next week. Entree time. Once again, I did my cliche searches and I came upon something that could be easy, but also a little challenging and new to me. So I made pierogies. And of course, to my family, pierogies isn't enough. So I made pierogies with bacon, sour cream on the side, and onions so that we can mix it all together. And it turned out amazing. And last but not least, dessert. And I wanted to get really creative with dessert. And I knew from the get-go that I kind of wanted to do something maybe from France with desserts because they are absolutely amazing. Like macaroons. I decided to go with creme brulee, which turned out incredible. They have so many tarts and cakes and custards and everything you can even think of. But I decided to go with creme brulee because I know it is incredible. So I got to researching the recipe. Once I found the recipe, I went to the grocery store, got to work, and I made dessert. And then the final week, it was time to put it all together. So, like I said before, it took me a while to make the soup, to make the appetizers, to make the pierogies, the entree, which is Polish, by the way, I forgot to mention. And then the dessert. So, because I had the dessert from the week before, I saved a piece, but for the rest I had to remake it all, and I made the 4-course meal. Turned out amazing. Absolutely loved it. So, the premise of this, although you're like, why is this girl telling me about what she cooked? The fact of the matter is that it was a genius hour project. Something that I had never thought of or seen in my life before. So it's like when you're in school, you always think, oh, there's the assignment, I have to do the assignment. But for this one, instead of doing that, it was pick what you want to do, pick what you want to learn, and stick your mind to it. And you actually get it done. And in addition to all of that, I learned about so much new technology that my mind is absolutely blown. So, based on that, it is easy to say that everybody can do a genius hour. And whenever you pick what you want to learn, come up with your question. And my question was, how can I make a 4-course meal with each course being from a different background? That is exactly how. Research, time, and fun. So I implore you to even do your own Genius Hour project. I know you're like, oh, I don't really have time. But taking an hour a week is not impossible. So I implore you to take that hour to find something that you want to do, something that you want to learn, something that you haven't accomplished yet that you want to accomplish, and actually go and get it done. I made 4-course meals, a 4-course meal, each course being from a different background, and I never, ever, ever thought that that was possible. Because I don't have time, I don't have the patience, I don't have the care, but I did take the time, I had the patience, and I had the care. Simply because it was asked of me to do it, I did it, and I feel fantastic. My repertoire of recipes is now even more than I could have imagined. And I just want to keep going. Every week I just want to make something new, make something from a different background. Just explore, do anything that's possible. Even just that little kickstart from a project has now turned into something incredible that I try at least one meal every week. Something new, something from a different background. So, I, Ashley Sousa, am asking you to do your own Genius Hour. To learn about something, to do something, to go out there and better yourself just from taking an hour every week. And I, for one, am extremely happy that I had this course, Education 8Y34, because it brought me to this. Brought me to the happiness, it brought me to new things. I now have a new knowledge of cooking that I didn't have before. And it was everything that I thought it was going to be, and more. Thank you.